Well, today is January 31st, 2023, and I've got some important information that I want to share with you guys specifically about these banks. You can see here Chase says it's closing its ATMs early, but that's just a start. And I also want to talk to you about this little guy right here, but we'll get into that in just a moment. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Kevin, K-E-V-I-N in all caps, or you could find me by typing in @Kevin247. or even Kevin Prepper. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now let's get right into the meat and potatoes here. Chase says it's closing its ATMs early due to rising crime and vagrancy. Now we know that crime and theft and people losing their minds in this economic recession, 2023 recession, high inflation, high job loss, hiring freezes, and a new phrase that I came across. It wasn't quiet quitting, it was quiet hiring. They're coming up with these new names or these new terms, but what's most important is you guys understand what it means from top down and how it's going to affect the employees and their income and paychecks. Now, with that being said, I've got two very important, valuable pieces of information I want to share with you. Number one is a clip from G.I. Justin. You know, he's a friend of mine. He's a local business owner. He's a U.S. Army veteran, helicopter pilot, EMS pilot. He actually was an EMS pilot, and he flew in Memphis, Tennessee. And he actually shared with me some very shocking information about that. But most importantly, he actually posted a video yesterday evening, specifically about small business. He is a small business owner, him and his wife and his family in general, and the current situation and struggles that they face. A lot of the things that we discuss here on this channel on a regular basis, from real world boots on the ground insider intel, actually living it and having employees and trying to manage their supply chain. I'm going to post that clip at the end of this video, so if you stick around to watch that, I really would appreciate it. And also share your thoughts and comments if you haven't seen my community post with the poll asking a question in relation to that video and in relation to small business in general and their means of survival, making it through this recession. Please check that out, as well as passive income. We're starting here talking about these banks, okay? We're starting here talking about these banks, but ultimately what it boils down to is money, access to money, if you have it, and ways of keeping it, specifically cash too. Ironically, Walmart is now charging $1 to use their carts, which I'm not sure if this is going to be a dollar bill, if it's going to be 4 quarters, or if it's going to be some form of electronic payment. I'm going to look into that and bring that information to you guys in a new video. But at the end of the day, we're getting hit with fees. We're getting hit with charges, costs, escalations, increases, inflation, higher prices, left and right. And it's going to happen. Like, folks, my 2023 prediction, remember I said more of the same. What do we end 2022 with? Higher prices, inflation. 2023 is going to be more of the same. So a lot of people are stepping up and saying, Kevin, hey, I'm very interested in a lot of the opportunities that you're providing and presenting to us, specifically passive income. Now, I've shared with you my opinion on passive income, how to achieve it, how to receive it, how to create it. But I actually came across an opportunity just the other day that I want to share with you guys, or at least I want to ask you guys if it's okay that I share it with you. So please stick around for that. So it says here that the bank, Chase Bank is limiting the hours you can grab cash from certain vestibules, okay? And it says now Chase says that it's closing some of its ATMs early due to rising crime and vagrancy. And, you know, this was part of what we had anticipated. For instance, Walmart and Apple and these Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walgreens, CVS, all these companies that are hitting the news as a result of these economic changes in this economic cycle. What are they complaining about? What are they experiencing? Higher crime, higher theft. Why? Some people are desperate. Some people are really desperate, and they don't know, or they refuse to go about it in a way that is, you know, on the up and up in a legal way. But these are trying times. Again, like I said, watch the video clip at the end from a real business owner with a brick and mortar location and the struggles and challenges that they face. So it says here that Chase says it's closing ATMs early in some locations due to concerns over rising crime. Comment down below if you're a Chase Bank customer, especially if this has impacted you in any way. ATMs can be a savior when you need to make a transaction after working hours, but after a customer recently tweeted that branches appear to be locking up earlier, the bank confirmed that it will be limiting access to its around-the-clock vestibules in New York City due to security concerns. So I don't know if this is going to be nationwide, if this is just limited in New York, but you can see here it says our apologies. There, maybe this is an opportunity for a rise in ATM side hustles. You guys know that you can go out and you can purchase an ATM, and then you can make agreements with different locations, different businesses, different people, places, vendors, where you can set up your ATM to allow people the access to the cash. But I would be willing to bet personally, if it were me and my bank's ATM was closed, I would not be looking to then utilize a third-party ATM and pay the extra fees. Unless Chase maybe will be entertaining the ability to waive these fees after hours because of their inconvenience of the customer. But at the same time, we're moving away from cash anyway. We're moving towards CBDC, digital dollars. So is that going to be the end of the ATM side hustle? I don't know. Comment down below if any of you guys have owned ATMs and use them for side hustle passive income opportunities. But it says, for the safety of our customers and employees, we are temporarily closing some of our ATMs overnight. I don't know if that's going to be temporary. I think it's going to be permanent, especially in New York City, high crime. And it says a recent incident involved one assailant seriously injuring a customer inside a Chase ATM vestibule. Again, we've got other banks following suit, perhaps going greater lengths with indications of what more likely is to come for the future of the banking industry, the future of business. Again, this economic cycle does not just hit retailers only. It doesn't hit grocery stores only, which we're going to talk about in just a second. It's hitting everybody. And the banks, I think, are really, really focusing and paying attention on their top line and bottom line, for the simple fact that as we shift into this financial and economic and monetary change of the dollar, these brick and mortar locations may not be needed. We're going virtual, which is a part of that passive income side hustle I want to talk to you guys about later on. PNC Bank closing another 8 branches in Baltimore County. Comment down below if you're in Baltimore County or utilize these PNC banks in Baltimore County. And it says that PNC Financial Services Group Incorporated is closing 8 bank branches in Baltimore County in what the Pittsburgh based bank says will be the latest wave of planned closures in 2023. Now, we've talked about this. We've discussed this before. Lots of PNC bank closures. Now may be the time to get your money out of those banks and find a new place to put it before you find yourself in a situation where you're extremely inconvenienced because all these bank branches are closed. Maybe you need to find a different bank. Maybe you need to find a new form or means of managing these funds. And it says that this batch of branch closures is the first that PNC has filed in 2023. PNC already notified the OCC late last year that it would be closing 11 branches this year, including 5 in Howard County and 6 in Southern Maryland. I think the last one I was telling you guys about was in Alabama, or the last few were in Alabama. So now they're stretching out to multiple states around the country. This here says that PNC Bank, New York Stock Exchange, PNC ticker symbol, has filed advanced branch closing notices with the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency to shutter the 8 branches, 7 of which are located in giant grocery stores, a type of branch partnership PNC has had in its crosshairs. Now, I don't know what this means right now for the future of these grocery stores, but losing an anchor like a bank inside of it, losing the ability to have access to cash, PNC sheds 20 bank branches within 10 days in January. Now, I think that this has already happened, folks, because this was posted on January 20th, and it says that 4 different banks will have shed a combined 20 branches by the close of business on Friday. It's taking 10 days and likely a record for the region. So January 20th, let me pull up my calendar here so I can tell you guys. January 20th was not last Friday, but the Friday before. So this should have already occurred. And it says that Citizens marks pruning another 12 of its giant eagle branches on Thursday, added to 15 shuttered in October, and with one more going in March. That's half of the bank's in-store sites here, or a fourth of its retail presence in the 10 county metro. But wait, there's more. Another 7 branches will close forever on Friday. So that was January 27th. Comment down below if any of these branches were yours that you use regularly, frequently. PNC Bank is cutting 3 branches in Cass Village, Baldwin, and Whitehall, closing at 3 p.m. And Dollar Bank is closing 4 Standard Bank branches that overlap. Dollar completed its acquisition of Monroeville-based Standard in May 2021, and the locations closing are 4 Parkway Center Drive South, Green Tree, 428 Forbes Avenue, downtown Pittsburgh, 5150 U.S. Route 30, Greensburg, and 4785 Old William Penn Highway in Murraysville, bringing the total to 20. And get this, folks. Huntington National Bank closed its branch at 427 Adams Street in Rochester on January 13th. Again, this is very, very serious stuff going on here with, folks, what did I tell you guys the other day? Check out my video about the boats and the situation with Bass Pro Shop and their surplus of boat inventory. In that video, I shared with you a story about businesses making massive changes, specifically when it comes to cash, specifically when it comes to the banks accepting cash, specifically tying to these banks shuttering locations and ultimately moving to more of a virtual platform, a virtual storefront, so to speak, that won't really use cash. With talks of it being illegal for businesses to accept cash in the future, going through legislation. And this is some serious stuff here, folks. Like, these businesses were actually experiencing huge declines in loss through possible theft, similar to stores like Walmart, Target, Walgreens, CVS, Lowe's, Home Depot, by way of employees and accounting errors, money missing from drawers and from cash register tills, and transaction errors, and, you know, theft, or just basic mathematical errors and mistakes and miscalculations, ultimately producing a loss for the businesses that are already struggling, that are already kind of behind the 8 ball, and them saying, you know what, let's just end cash. Let's just end cash altogether, because this is becoming more of a problem than it's really worth having. And then you got the banks backing that up and supporting that by saying, we don't want to accept cash either. And also making it harder to deposit cash, with the banks actually closing locations and shutting down ATMs overnight. Folks, pay attention. Please pay attention. Now, the soap, very important. This soap is from Magnolia Soap, Destin. I'm going to put a link in the description. Please go support Justin and his family, U.S. Army veteran, small business owner. But not only that, it's just a great product. I love it. Smells amazing. They have so many great scents and products, as well as their beard balm, which is just amazing. I haven't put it on today because I just ran out to make this video real quick. But later on, I'll put it on, and I'll do another video so you guys can see. Or if you guys comment down below if you want to see how I actually apply it. Because I wish there was a way to transfer the feel and the smell to you guys, because it is amazing. Also, link in the description. There's a code down there that you can use, and you actually get a free gift courtesy of my favorite Destin soap company, which is Magnolia Soap Destin at Destin Commons, GI Justin. And also Squirrel Tribe has a special gift for you guys as well. So I want to talk to you guys real quick before we get to this clip, because the clip is pretty cool. I'm gonna explain that to you in just a moment. But the passive income, side hustle opportunities, people today, and this is going to tie into Justin's video, there's a little bit of a struggle now because of the situation that we were in with the pandemic, with stimulus, with reckless government spending, with the CARES Act, with crazy amounts of unemployment, and just people getting paid to do nothing. And now we have added complexity with the recession and inflation, and supply chain struggles still exist, but I think they exist more so because of the labor struggle, labor shortage, which now puts people in these situations where they can't get something as simple as a range hood or a plate glass window. You'll see in just a moment. But I also think that this could potentially be perpetuated and further bred by misinformation. So again, I'm going to restate, passive income really won't happen on its own unless you just inherit money. If you want to have passive income in the future, you need to do something active now to gain it. Okay. Now, with that being said, I came across an opportunity that can produce a fair amount of passive income in the future based on active and your acts now to produce that income and build out a network and be connected with some really strong, powerful, helpful people. But it won't work if it's only built and based on the premise of laziness and getting something for nothing. I'm not going to say the name of the company. I'm not going to throw them under the bus. I'm not going to spread misinformation. I'm only going to share what I know and the truth. And if anybody's interested in knowing more about it, please contact me, let me know, because there's two ways that you can go about it. You can go about it the first one way, and that's through, I just want to collect something for nothing, and ultimately this design will show its flaws extremely quickly, and you won't make any money. Or you can go about it the other way and say, I want to put effort into it to get the maximum return out of it, and then it's going to be a really, really great opportunity. So I'll just put that out there to you guys. If you want to know more, let me know. But as we get to Justin's video here in just a second, he actually allowed Squirrel Tribe and myself to come in and make soap, which is really cool. I'm going to show that to you guys. But it's just the struggle of trying to open a business, run a business, maintain a business in a profitable way that not only keeps the doors open, but keeps everybody getting paid. So please check this video out. Let me know what you guys think. Check out my community posts. For sure, go watch and subscribe to Justin's channel. He's got a lot of great content, a lot of great information coming to you guys as far as business ownership and survival and prep from an actual U.S. Army veteran who has been in these situations all around the world. So again, you guys, I really do appreciate it. You guys take care, be safe, and check out this clip. Bye.
So this is the military soap.
Is it hot?
It's pretty warm, but totally good to smell. It's not tiki-wiki. So you smell these two caps together. These are the mixture of what they both are together. That picture that's got soap oil in it over there, turn straight up. Do it again.
Oh, it's weird that this is how it goes. It feels backward.
He's a girl dad. Of course he's got it. It's like pumping gas.
So there. This way I'm setting down here. So
Okay.
you're gonna.
I've never used one of these.
No. Okay. What you're gonna want to do is blend through the whole thing. So throughout the entire soap, which will help with that creaminess.
Making soap. What movie was this?
I think she's...
So 5. So you can still fill up to about right there, like. So that power stand. Man, you gotta get that power.
My soap making stand.
No, you're pouring it.
That's the soap that has green, brown, and black.
So we got 3. The fact that we had to learn this in school. Malkovich.
Do it again.
I said, let's pour that one right down the middle fast.
Right
Pour
down
the heck out of it. Pour the heck out of it. All right.
Oh my God.
Right down the center. Right down the center.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Pour the heck out of it. Drizzle it in there because it's going to make for a more interesting top. And you just kind of go mixing up that color really nicely. Go lemon is definitely one of the best selling ones, and I think it.
So we have your soap.
Yep.
That's pretty neat.
Hey guys, so I want to change pace a little bit today and talk about what it's like owning a small business in America with inflation running the way it is and the recession looming on the horizon, and how it is to operate a small business and try to get through the pitfalls and the trials of owning it in this sort of climate. So one of the things that's amazing right now is a poll just went out that I saw today that said 65% of small businesses say it is very likely or likely that they'll close permanently if inflation continues to rise the way it is. So really what you're going to see, and this is something that I've seen starting to happen in the mall where my store is located, there are a lot of vacancies, and the vacancies that you're starting to see pop up are all small businesses. It is all smaller companies like me who are family run and family owned, and they're the ones that are really being hit hardest by the recession and by this inflation. So part of what you're seeing with this is all these stores are closing because most of the companies that own the real estate that our stores are located on are increasing the rent exponentially on some of these small businesses. There's a friend of mine that owns a small business who is now paying almost $7,000 a month for a 2,000 square foot space in what I wouldn't say is the most prominent location in the entire area. So it's really crazy to see these numbers going up, because part of the problem there is everyone is tightening their budgets and spending less money. So by spending less money, our small businesses are seeing a decrease of cash sales and cash flow coming in the door. So you kind of create a little bit of a perfect storm there where our rent prices are going up, but the amount of money people are spending is actually going down along with the average transaction. So another thing that kind of plays into this entire situation is inflation increasing. So inflation doesn't just affect how much we have to charge for our product, it also affects what we are paying on the front side for all the raw materials and for the items that we purchase. So we can't pass all of that directly on to the customer. So what we see is our profit margins start to decrease over time because of this inflation. So I'll give you, for instance, I've got a product that we bring into the store to help make my product. And when we started, this barrel, for lack of a better word, was about $600. And now it's on its way to $1,000. And I can't just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just pass that on to the customer because my product would be so costly that no one would spend the money to buy it. So all that happens is my margin gets decreased just to continue operating. So along with this inflation, another thing that I think you see a lot of across the mall structure, like we're in an outdoor mall, so it's not necessarily as bad as you may see with some of the indoor malls or some of the other shopping plazas, but with people spending less money, that means just less shoppers across the board. So less shoppers across the board means less overall demand for our product. So you take these couple of things together, and that's a big reason why you're seeing a lot of these stores going out of business and closing, because our costs are going up, our cost of materials are going up, but people are spending less money and they're going shopping less. So these things kind of come together and create a really difficult situation for us. Another kind of problem associated with all of this is increased wait times on our raw materials. There's a business across from mine who has been waiting on vent hoods to open up a restaurant for almost a year. We're talking about, vent hoods. We're talking about a pipe with 4 pieces of stainless steel around it, and they've been waiting almost a year. And the thing is, these gigantic retail conglomerates that own these malls and these strip malls and these locations, they set a date for when your rent starts, and if you're not open, you're paying rent. So these poor guys have been paying rent for on their way to a year while they wait for vent hoods, and it's something completely out of their control. At my other store, what we had happen was the August opening for the store was pushed back to mid-December because we were waiting on plate glass windows for the front window of the building. Plate glass. I mean, we're not even talking about some fancy technological thing that is proprietary and only one company can make it, so everybody's waiting for this one thing. It's just glass. So yeah, you're seeing that across the spectrum where our wait times for materials are larger. So that also doesn't help with the bottom line that we see as small businesses. And, you know, I think really the kind of hot button topic is labor cost. You know, everyone is seeing all of these different places where they want to increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour, or, you know, in some places I've seen $17, $18 an hour. How do small businesses navigate that? You know, you get some of these larger companies, and they're in the same retail space that I'm in when it comes to the mall that we're in, where they're starting employees with the labor shortage at $18, $19 an hour, because they are massive national food companies who bring in more in revenue in one day than I make in 5 years, so they can afford to do that. But a small business like mine, I'm having to pay high school kids a fairly significant amount to do the minimum menial labor jobs, which again, now you're looking at just another place where I'm fighting these large national companies who have billions and billions of dollars for the same employee pool, and they're winning because they can afford to make all these offers and all these benefits that us as small business owners just don't have access to. So it just kind of creates this perfect storm where all these small businesses are closing because you take increased rent, inflation, less people shopping, less demand for our product, longer wait times for our raw materials, and we're having to pay the employees we can find a significantly higher amount than what they're creating and putting out themselves. So that's really why you're seeing all these little mom and pop shops and all these smaller businesses close, and why you will continue to see companies like Amazon and some of these huge multinational conglomerates continue to thrive and succeed, because the benefits that they have of being these massive companies are going to drive them to success, where the little guys like me are going to really make it as far as we can, but it's a difficult situation. So that's really the biggest thing that I was wanting to talk about today with you guys. So make sure you're going out and supporting small businesses. And if you're a small business owner or somebody who frequents small business, leave a comment and tell me what your experience is, if you feel the experience is the same as what I'm feeling. And as always, if you guys could comment and subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate your help. That would mean a ton to me. So thanks so much and have a great day.